Yo, people, welcome back to your Wednesday night, the dose of three men and a vape show. It's not very nice saying dose, is it, really?
Dose.
we're having the dose. Especially everything that's going off in China, that's definitely not a good thing to be saying, is it? We are joined by the forever presence, the wonderful Salford Vapor. Hope you're okay, brother. And we've got the wonderful Flat Cap Vapor. Hope you're okay as well, brother.
Very well, thanks. Apart from the man flu.
I was okay, but I brushed my teeth and I've got wind under my fucking ribs now.
Oh, you've got wind. It's horrible when you got wind.
You've got to hold that for an hour now.
No, it'll come out on its own.
Well, if I'm totally honest with you, I normally don't eat. You know, before a show, I can't eat.
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
Because I'm either burping or you feel heavy and horrible.
I've got to. It's bad because of my diabetes, isn't it? I've got to eat 3 times a day. It's a bugger.
And you're going to do that anyway?
Well, no, I only used to eat once a day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Once.
And then eat a load of shite afterwards.
Yeah.
That's the diabetes.
My problem is my eating times. You know, because obviously the way I work, I'm late coming in on the night time. So I can't eat before I go again because you're all full up. So I'll just have a light snack. So then you're getting in between 1 and 4 in the morning and I'm wanting to eat.
Yeah. And then what, going to bed straight after?
Yeah, you're talking half an hour, 45 minutes afterwards, and then you go into bed. But so it's no good. I think that's my weight problem. And obviously I like a couple of beers now and again.
No, just the odd one or two.
Just the odd one. Christmas and maybe your birthday and everyone what's got a day in it.
You like Jules? You like Jules as a birth month?
Yeah. Well, I tell you what we didn't do last week, but we'll do it after we've done the sort of like the buffet. We didn't say hello to the chat very much, so we will do that. But I tell you what, let's go straight away over to the wonderful Salford Vapor. He might have a couple of different things this week. or he's very
buffet.
We'll save them for later. Well, I'm not sure. I'll be honest with the wasp with that Latakia in it. That's tobacco flavour. I love it.
I enjoyed your review on that.
The two I did yesterday, they don't even taste like tobaccos. I'm on my normal mid-eps with the slide. And guys, I bought the 0.5 coils to try in it.
Oh, nice.
I'll go on. I haven't got the 1.2 because I looked at everybody else's thing about it and everybody was like, it's got 1 star. So I thought maybe I shouldn't get the 1.2 then.
You like the other coils, didn't you? You like the other coils.
I like the 1.6 and I like the 0.48 mesh coil.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't had the 0.5 or the 1.2. I'm on the Nova kit, of course. Oh, that's
how much did you say that Nova kit cost you?
25 quid.
No, is it that?
That's nothing, is it?
No, I'm on the Cube kit that the lovely Bill Richards bought for me to do a review on. Yeah, that'll be coming soon. I'm on the Vert with the Unicorn RDA on top. With some pump grenade in there, the apple grenade. And the only other thing I've got about that I'm actually using is the Vinci with some Eisenberg in.
I love a good Eisenberg. You're not into Eisenbergs?
Nah, not really.
I used to be. They're all right now and then now. And that's it for me, really, guys. Unless you want me to show my special items that arrived today.
I think you should show and explain your special items that you have got from.
First of all, I'll show them. I've got the Ardent in. The Ardent I bought for something, and somebody who won't admit to it actually bought me a couple of things, and they come through Amazon, and you'll be really surprised at what they've got me. Really surprised. Are you ready for this, guys?
Nice.
That's number one.
That is not for vaping on.
To it. And number two, the Black Mass.
Cleansing.
Yeah, for the Black Mass challenge. Lovely items. Thank you very much. The person.
Is that for the hemorrhoids as well?
Best thing about it is you don't want to get them mixed up, do you?
Yeah.
You've got a cleansing bumhole. Shout out to John for your 50 notes. Thank you very much, brother. I hope you're okay. The Devil Vapor sent his CBW gang over. Thank you very much, brother. He's a star.
The hemorrhoid cream will come in handy anyway to get these bags under my eyes.
Not quite enough CBWs for my liking.
Yeah. Is there not enough coming across?
I'm not quite satisfied with the CBWs tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not enough of them.
Not enough.
I'm going to pass it on to you guys. I'm done.
So, Black Cap, nice to see you.
I'm on a great deal.
Good week.
I'm on the Coiler Mage Mech version 2 with a drop dead on top. And inside that, I've got some of Abiso Amigos Caramel and Vanilla.
Ooh.
Very nice indeedy. And as always, I'm on my Org Vape Druga Narada. And I've just got some... I've lost the bottle.
That Druga. That Druga. Yeah. Everybody's raving about it. Is it worth the money?
What's it at the minute? I don't know how much it is at the minute.
I was just a device worth the money.
Well, it depends on the cost. I really like it. I don't know how much it actually is at the minute, but no. I just really like it. It's really nicely made. It's solid. The RBA decks are really tiny, but if you get it right, it's really good. It's adjustable airflow as well. And it charges in about 25 minutes.
So I could do it without my glasses on?
It's very small. I don't know how confident you are. No, it's doable. It's just very small and fiddly, the RBA, but it is doable.
I hate stuff like that. I just, and then you try, like we said last week, trying to not bend the coils. What size battery is it? How many more?
I think it's 1500. Yeah, 1500. Yeah, 1500. So I've just had a message from Mrs. Flatcap. Oh, I've got to say hello to my son Archie. Apparently he's not sleeping. Hi Archie.
Yo, Archie.
Go to bed.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, but that's what I'm vaping on tonight.
Oh, well, I bet we'll do what I'm going on nice and quickly as well. I've got the Foosh. It's the bomb with it's the same as. Have we got? I can hear somebody else's. Anybody got the stream on?
No, I've got the stream on, but no sound on.
Are we just checking chat? Have we got an echo?
He's got a music on above me.
What has he? Oh, well, can you hear it coming back, Flat Cap?
No, it sounds all right.
It must be just me. Hello.
Bit of echo.
There is echo. Oh, I ain't got it on anywhere. Mine's
Mad echo
right now. Mad echo. Mad echo.
Mad echo where?
On here. Just check. Just see if yours is undone, mate. Yours is still muted. Just double check.
What are we muting?
One. Right, that's gone now. It's not coming. Put yours back on, Flat Cap.
Back on now.
One. You sure?
Is it me?
Yeah.
It's only a bit of reflection.
Might be echoing from himself.
What's happening with Aiden Speaks? This must be me. Is it me? I have changed my mic around. Turn that down like that. So anyway, I'll just quickly go through this. We'll start talking about something else, and I'll go and stick some earphones in just in case it is me. Right, I'm on the Foosh with the Nano, and I've got some key lime pie in there, and then I've got the Aegis. This is the 2-in-1. I've just got it like the solo in there with the Falcon King on top with some what have I got in that? Oh, some more of King Kong. Blueberry pancakes, that's really nice as well. And then I've got the Cold Steel 100 with the Solomon mesh on there with some cola. in there. Cola candy.
Was that King Kong in a glass bottle?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Oh.
Before you change anything, let me flick microphones, and I'll change my mic over to the Marantz.
Yeah, that's why I've stayed like it, Matty. It's still a bomb, but it's a regulated bomb for me now.
Thanks, Stuart.
Right, is my audio okay?
Yeah, your audio spot on, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, I've moved it to the Marantz rather than the Snowball, which is nearer to me.
Nipple saying no echo.
Lovely, that's great. I've turned this one right down. You see, what I've done is I've sort of moved around so the mic isn't up here, it's actually there. So I've turned it right down. We should be all right. Well, as we would, I'll tell you what we'll do, but before we do that, we'll do the quick shout outs because we didn't do that last week. And I always like to do a bit of a shout out to people. We'll start off at the top. First in the house again, which was Chris Earl. He's in the house every time, early doors, maybe 2 hours early, actually. And we've got the wonderful Matty Chandler. Always nice to see you, brother. We've got John Devlin.
John.
The wonderful True Vapor. I'm sure Dave will be talking about their charity stream that they'll be coming, and they're going to be coming on the show at some point as well. I think it's March the 11th. Shane Gibson, nice to see you, brother. Just keep waving. Stephen James. This is going to be fun. Peter. Nice to see you, brother. Hope you're okay.
Can I change it to the nodding Alsatian?
Nice to see you as well. We've got the Mike Mex reviews. The wonderful Vaping Pasty. Nice to see you, sweetheart. Grant Mullins, always nice to see you, brother. The wonderful Stuart. We've got quite a few in here. Neil Hart, Dion 78, Wayne Churchill, Pud Puff. Rob from Zeus Juice UK. Nice to see you, brother. Hope you're okay. The wonderful Bob Stern. Bill Richard. Always nice to see you, brother. Pinball Wizard. We've got John Lennon, which we've already said hello to. Thank you very much for your knocks. It sounds excellent. Thank you very much for your knocks. Nano. Ian Morgan. And I think that's roughly about everybody. Puffin Billy. Always nice to see you. Mike Makes Reviews. We've done that. I think that's roughly about it, I think.
Did you do Dion?
Dion 78. Nice to see you. Jason Lee. Nice to see you as well. Hope you're all okay.
You missed that night.
Right, I think we're all done. I think we're about right, and get onto a little bit of this bit of stuff. Right, my brother's been down today, and we were talking about his shop. Let me just get this bit out so we're on screen too, so we can share it. So, what we basically said was that he's had a couple of people in, and this bloke turns up, and he has no battery wraps on his actual mod. So he's got 3 batteries in there, and none of them have got any. And he's going to me, brother, they're all right. I've had them in like this for a month. There's not a Mark's going, honestly, no, these are dangerous. So just as a matter, I was looking at the news today, and Dad 37 suffers 3rd-degree burns after a vape pen explodes like a bomb in his pocket. He does say that this happened last year to him. He was actually near a hospital. He was immediately rushed to A&E. And they were trying to put water out and everything like that. There's his burns. Well, the bit that I found really interesting about this was that Mr. Bingham then has joined the LFB in supporting an Office for Product and Safety Standards campaign launched yesterday to highlight the potential dangers of using vapes. I can't read either. But this is the bit that I really do like was, however we are concerned with not that bit, it's this other bit here. But what he basically says, he did want to quit. Where is it? Let me just find this bit where he put it. It happened very quickly. In fire investigation, deputy. He put this bit, where is it? What he basically says, I did try to quit, but I've now learned that I shouldn't put change and batteries in my pocket next to my keys. Well, what an absolute dickhead. Yeah. Putting keys and money next to it. But he's joined this new campaign for safety standards. What do you reckon to that? Battery safety.
Well, it's going to happen though, isn't it? How many people vape, like in the UK or USA, how many people vape? How many people have these batteries kicking around? How many batteries have we all seen that all got torn wraps? And it's just crazy. Can I pop a link in chat then? to this Office for Product Safety and Standards.
Yeah,
it's what the government have brought out to do with battery safety. And oh, that looks fun.
that went back to thinking.
It's a big old link, but it's just like a PDF. Oh no, it won't work.
Thank you so much, Wayne. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much, buddy.
Yeah. Am I a spanner? I'm not. I don't think I'm a spanner. I can't put it in.
Aren't you?
I need to be spanning up.
Can I?
I've got to earn the spanner, haven't I?
Dave, can you make him a spanner, or do I have to do it?
Well, basically,
I can't. Yeah. I'm not on the Salford Vape, but I'm not
right.
on the other one.
Just type something in, buddy, and I'll make you a spanner. I think.
So they've come up with this safety thing. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it on kicking around social media. It is a very simple kind of 5-page document on, don't charge your vape with a phone and don't leave it overnight, and very simple safety advice. But I mean, this is the kind of thing really that you need to see on vape shops, plastered on windows and doors and stuff, so that people are, keep an eye on these things, because these batteries have, quite a high discharge current, and you can't let them thrown around in your pocket.
Yeah, but the thing, the boxes are so cheap.
Yeah,
I can't make you a month.
Yeah, well, when you buy batteries from like Fogstar, you get a little case, don't you?
Yeah.
Little case.
It's not let me do it, brother. I can't do it. I'm sorry. For some stupid reason.
What else I can get this? Well,
Fogstar, they send you, when you send your batteries out, which is so cheap, they send them batteries out and you get them in a little box. I've even done it where I would send some, 21-700. I've got absolutely hundreds of these. I was sending some 21-700s. And it cost, I can't remember how much for the boxes, but I didn't have a box for it. So what I did was, I still put it in one of the normal 18650 boxes, put a bit of paper towel around it and wrapped it in some tape, just so it was actually safe.
Yeah. Anyone that sells a battery should be required to either make sure they know what they're doing or even provide leaflets. Yeah, maybe that's what this document's good for. It's a bit of for some people, if you're going to a vape shop and you're going to quit smoking, or you're buying a new device and you're buying whatever, and then they go, right, I need to spend 5 minutes to talk about battery safety. People are just going to people are just not going to take it in. That's the trouble.
I don't think they have enough posters around, like just little bullet posters that make you aware of it. I don't think they did a lot for advocacy either when they're going in a vape shop. I think little posters up there, like when they're waiting their turn to get served, where they can just glance around and think, oh yeah, I better do that.
Mm.
You can actually get the document and you can share it here, can't you?
Yeah, we'll do that. Here you go.
It's a really good read. I read it.
It's very clear and simple. I quite like it for that reason. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that. I'll bring that on screen now, mate.
I'm going to close that out of the way. Yeah, very, very simple. Just tick boxes and what you should do and shouldn't do. Very, very simple indeed. I think it's great this has come out.
Yeah.
I'm pleased because it's not just now the UK government saying vaping is 95% safer. It's now giving guidance and advice on everything to do with vaping, not just, the actual safety of vaping itself, which I think is brilliant. It's really refreshing to see that.
I think that should have been done quite a while ago, that, don't you?
Yeah.
I think
definitely.
They should have come up with something. Sorry, I'll stop sharing now. I keep putting us back into Debbie Does Dallas. Yeah, they should have done that a lot longer. And I know it must be about a year and a half ago they started bringing it into your actual mods. When you were actually opening them up, they were coming up with them little cards, weren't they, with the safety in it, telling you all about your batteries.
Yeah, sure.
One thing it doesn't say, though, is about charging externally. And when you look at a lot of the images, it's more to do with like the cigar likes and things like that. But yeah, I think they maybe could have put a bit more on there about buying an external charger. And because you hear all sorts of nightmare stories about people plugging in their mods overnight, leaving them, and then they wake up and the worktop's all burnt out. So they maybe could have done a bit more to do with that. But
and another good point in that that article that I really sodded up reading, the actual fire brigade said that they do go to a hell of a lot more fires from smokers than they do with vapors. And vapors have got to start thinking about, like you said, making sure that the actual device is charged by the actual cable that comes with it. The charge, if it's external batteries, charge them externally. Don't leave them overnight. You had people who were going to sleep with them next to the red, weren't they? Using the Samsung.
Yeah. You see videos as well with mobile phones and things. This isn't a new occurrence that something with batteries in it is blowing up, you know. So it's just good that they brought out a bit of safety advice for it, I suppose. Yeah,
it's just good they brought it out. And again, obviously, battery safety is massive. Just another little article that I've been looking at is more for the women's sort of side of it. Now, obviously, we all know that smoking or vaping isn't good for you whilst you're pregnant. But another sort of report that's come out this week is, I'll share this again, share screen, is that they've done a study. And this study basically says that obviously you shouldn't smoke or vape while you're doing it, but they've done a test and they found out that non-smokers, vapors during pregnancy, they found that vaping has no impact on birth weight and is vastly better than the birth weight of smoking mothers. They've also found that there's no other problems, you know, like with the, I think it said the placenta on it. Sorry, I put it on the other screen and it's a smaller one to read. They've done, like I said, they've done a study on it, and they're saying that it's a lot safer than what it is than people actually smoking. A total of 449 pregnant users of EC were identified during the study period of 13 months. Of these, 195 were dual users, and cigarettes a rate of 43%, and 254 women reported exclusive EC use at any point in their pregnancy. Now, I don't know about your wife. Your wife doesn't smoke, does she, Flat Cat?
No, she don't smoke. It's interesting reading that. I've read that, and as much as it's great to hear, and it's just more kind of evidence, that we were trying to back up. I'm still a little bit like, yeah, that's great, but if women can, they shouldn't even vape when they're pregnant. I've heard babies screaming under addictions to drugs thanks to their mothers, and it's awful. There's no worse a cry you hear from a baby than an addicted baby. But it is good to hear that it's obviously not having no effect to birth weights and stuff. But
we've got a bit of a rock in our place. You've got some mothers that won't stop.
Yeah, if anything's a safe option, then that's great. Yeah.
What do you think, Salford?
Well, I mean, you shouldn't smoke or vape when they're pregnant, but I'd rather have them vape than smoke. Simple as that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It goes back to that thing about what's actually
what we think with kids, isn't it? We'd rather have them vape than smoke. I'd rather them do none. But way it world, isn't it?
It's basically what they were saying. It's the old thing that we've all said about is what's actually in cigarettes. You've got obviously your tar, you've got the carbon monoxide, you've got they even said heavy metals.
Yeah, there is.
Heavy metals are in it. What heavy metals are actually in cigarettes?
There's zinc, there's lead, there's trying to think of the others that are in there. There's quite a few in there. There's quite a few heavy metals in there. Don't forget,
does it say what
it's a plant? It takes these things up from within the soil.
Does it say what percentage with the smokers? Does it say the percentage size difference in birth weight? Is that what it says? I can't remember exactly how it's
somewhere. No, not on this one. It didn't. I think it was on another one that I'd read that it did.
Yeah, cadmium. Yeah, you're right, Bill. Cadmium's in there as well.
Cadmium. Cadmium.
It's like with arsenic and formaldehyde and everything else that's in the cigarette.
Yeah, so you're better looking at an alternative. Well, you see, Lou stopped completely. She had an odd Guinness now and again. She didn't drink either. Obviously, that was the thing. They say now it doesn't really matter, but everybody used to have a pint of Guinness or a bit of stout.
Yeah, because of the iron content in it.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, it used to be prescribed by doctors back in the 50s and 60s to take a Guinness or a Mackerson then as well when they was out for the iron content in there.
Yeah, but Aidan will be down the doctor's tomorrow. I just feel like I need some stout in my system. Can you prescribe me some?
Feel it kicking.
That was when Guinness, of course, you could put milk with it and it didn't curdle.
Yeah, milk stout.
Have all the water in it as now.
Jesus.
Showing me bleeding age now again, aren't I? Every time it goes back to how old I am.
So, Flat Cap, have you got anything new in? Have you seen anything?
I've had a little. It's a bit of a tough time at the minute, isn't it, with China? It's very up and down. But there's a few bits I picked up on this week, mostly on like Instagram and things like that. Instagram seems to be where I see things first. Shall I just share what I saw?
Yeah.
Should we do that? Bear with me. So, Asmodeus, first of all, if it will work.
Bit of Asmodeus.
Asmodeus.
I do like them. I do like their stuff.
Yeah. What? Here we go. Let's share this. Asmodeus Microkin Pod Kit. Yes, Pod Kits, our favourite thing. Asmodeus Microkin 1100 milliamp hour Pod Kit. It's got a 2 mil capacity. Looks fairly. It's very small by the looks of things. It's only 45 mil in height, I think. Very, very small. Don't know a lot about it. Apart from it's got a 1 ohm dual coil. And it's got a 1.2 ceramic. The dual coil. 1 ohm dual coil. And someone from Wantage in New Jersey has just purchased one 7 hours ago. There you go. Yeah, there's not. I mean, it looks like every other pod kit, but Asmodeus doing the Microkin was the first thing I found.
That looks like it for 23. It looks like it fit in your hand nice.
Yeah, it's nicely shaped. There we go.
Yeah, that is nicely shaped.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a little screen there or whether that's the fire button or whether it's hard to.
Yeah, I think that might be the fire button.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
That'll be the airflow then, won't it, as well?
I always said, thanks, Asmodeus, stick to what you're known for. Yeah, I mean, is that real carbon? We'll see. Second thing I picked up on.
If you, just while you're on that, just what Irish has just said there, stick to what you know for. Do you think a lot of these bigger companies, obviously like Vape, they've brought theirs out, and a lot of people now, the bigger companies are jumping on the sort of pod sort of section. I thought the pods were all over and done with. I thought they were just going to push the way out, but it seems like bigger companies now are jumping on it.
It seems like it's a bit too late, doesn't it? Like pod mod seems to be a thing, like the Vincis and the Smok RPMs. They're the new things. Yeah, it does seem a bit late. Yeah.
Do you think them ones that you can actually fit external coils in there? You obviously don't really class them as a pod, but they look like a pod. But you know, like a little bit like the PAL, you can fit a normal BBC coil in there. Do you think that is? I think that's really good for people coming off the stinkies.
Yeah, I just think now, I think we're getting to a point where a starter device shouldn't, in some cases, a starter device shouldn't just be for that first few weeks or months. It should get you by for 6 months to a year. So that's what I like about some of the pod mods and even things like the Narada, the Aegis Boost. They are proper AIO kits, and they've got a decent battery life, they've got decent power as well. You can use them for mouth to lung, and then you can swap it over and you can have proper direct to lung as well. So they do everything, and they do it all quite well. So it's like this Asmodeus one, it just seems like it doesn't look like it has adjustable airflow. It doesn't look like it can do much apart from what every other pod kit does.
Well, some companies are bringing out really old stuff. We go back to 2015 and second generation stuff, and then you get old tech, wrong one. Old tech.
That's the one with the rampant rabbit in.
There you go.
Wow, yeah.
Right.
People vape on them, don't they? They're quite happy on them.
Yeah, still hundreds of people use them, but pre-filled.
Yep.
That's all coming out. They're all coming in the shops and everything.
Mark says that, the old, like what you brought there, the old Cigalite ones, people are still buying the cartomizers.
Oh yeah.
He says he sells loads of them.
Yeah.
And he's actually, Mark was saying the shop where he's at, the one in Worksop, is different to the one in Retford. The one in Retford's more like younger people who are buying your sort of coils for your Falcon King or wires and stuff like that. And the one in Worksop is more for the older ones who are coming in and buying 5-10 ml bottles and a coil.
Well, I actually just said that too many new vapors don't even know you can rebuild. Well, I think what happens is probably for a lot of people who are more than capable of rebuilding it and would probably be interested is they get in such a habit of just going to the vape shop, getting their 10 ml and getting their coils and just doing that. The shops don't even tell them, oh, by the way, there's this you could do and that you could do. And it's just that constant stream of business for them. So they don't even bother to advise people. But I mean, with China at the minute and the lack of coils, people are going to have to let my local vape shop have no Aspire coils left. None.
A lot of people have been like that. I've spoke to a couple of people. That vape shop down there, I think they've got no Nautilus coils left.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's going to get worse. Obviously, we've been speaking to actual vendors themselves. You know, like people who send us stuff out. We're both talking here, and a lot of people are having to work from home.
Yeah.
Because they're just stuck in they're not letting them out. I can't talk today for some reason. I need more beer. They're stuck. They can't get anything out. I know Jay Hayes was saying about that he spoke to a few people and they're having to get stuff sent from the European places that they've got back over to the US so that they've got something to use because they can't get anything from China. The thing is, how long is this going to last? It's all right saying, oh, it's going to be over and done within a month. How long is it going to last?
The thing is, the longer this goes, the more price hikes going to happen on the coils.
Exactly.
Yeah, going to be in a short supply.
Yeah.
You know, so they're going to want top dollar for them, aren't they?
And he did come up with a good point as well, Jay. This is a time for you to start learning how to build.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You don't have to get yourself on anything complicated. Get a tank that you can rebuild in and just wick it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and maybe this ideally is the time where if it does get that desperate, that's when the decent shops will really come into their own and they'll be properly advising people on rebuildables. The ones that are just flogging people stock coils are going to suffer because they'll have nothing to offer their customers apart from, you know, UK made juice. But the decent ones will be like there's a couple of shops around me. A couple of them are just juice and coils, and there's one or two that do build sessions. They're properly trying to advise people, and they're the ones that will do okay. If, like I say, if this gets desperate with China.
Yeah, but what happens for the old guy who's got dexterity problems and can't build?
Well, hopefully he can go into a decent shop and they'll look after him and you know, rebuild it, rewick his, right. You know, that's
It's something that we've always talked about as well, especially at Last Summer Vapes, was this actual idea of people have got dexterity problems, of how to actually build. We were saying that we want, I can never say this word, innovative stuff. You know, like people coming up with things and making it simple for these people who can't. And I think the coiler was another good thing to help people who had problems, because obviously they can snip the coils and they're both the same size. So especially if you're doing a single coiler, it's a little bit easier to fit in. I'd like to see something come out that's a little bit easier for somebody to be able to build on.
Absolutely.
Ryan's Brace is saying there, this is a time reviewers should come out with how to build tuitions. So I think quite a lot of us have done, haven't we, for certain things, you know.
Yeah.
They're quite a number of years ago. A lot of people have done them. I think, like Alan's saying, maybe a few people who are. I'm not the greatest of builders, if I'm totally honest with you. But I know there's plenty of people out there who are really good builders. Who could do a really good video.
There was a lot who was rebuilding stock coils, weren't they? There was a lot of videos back 3 years ago, 4 years ago, with people doing stock coils.
A lot of hacks, weren't there? A lot of hacks going on.
Yeah.
And there still is. There's still people doing it, and there's still people showing how you can do this with a certain coil, you know, rebuild it to this and what have you.
People in chat, do you like them sort of videos? Let us know, you know, like your rebuilds and your hacks that you can get. A lot of them were going around for the pods. I know Mark from Nature Vapes did quite a number with the pods, how you took them out the bottom and recoiled them. It's very, very faffy for me. Very, very faffy.
Thing is, for some people, if they vape the same thing for months and years, that, you know, they, like I say, they're the type of person that just goes into their local shop, does the same thing every week. They probably they really can't be bothered with all that hassle. They'll probably some of them will just go, oh, I'll just rather smoke. There are people like that.
Yeah.
Just don't, they're not interested at all.
Where basically what they want to do is just unscrew the tank, put the new coil in, turn it, and fill it up with juice. They can't be asked having to wrap them. But the thing is if once you start getting into it, it's like me over the years. I'm a hell of a lot better builder than what I obviously you're going to be like that, but I'm a lot more confident, and it just takes you a little bit of time to work out where you're going to put that coil and move it, airflow and stuff like that. And you're going to, I'd be saying to look the amount you're going to save.
Yeah. My first RBA was on the Smock TFV4, the RBA deck for that.
Yeah.
And considering I'm an electrician, I really struggled because it was just so tiny and I couldn't quite get it. So then a couple months later, I bought an RDA. I bought the Saper. But I bought that, and because it's a lot bigger, I could build it easy. And then once I'd done that a few times, I went back to the RBA deck, no problems.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you need a shop, your local shop, to have a big build deck, and you can build big old coils just so you get an idea of how to put it together. You know what you're trying to aim for, what you've got to do with getting your coils heating from the inside out, all that kind of stuff. But
Darren Roberts, nice to see you, brother. Hope you're okay. Stock will come in over the next few weeks as companies have admin staff and sending out the stock in warehouses in China. It's going to be May, June that the real shortage will show. Sorry. Is that because obviously you're not getting people in the actual factory to make them, are you? They're all on to stay at home.
I assume they've got boxes and boxes and boxes of coils sitting there, but there's no one shipping them out yet. So, yeah. I mean, Emma Douglas said earlier that her local brick and mortar are doing 2 per customer.
Thanks so much, buddy. I appreciate it. Really nice, you, Stuart.
Yeah, more tutorials. More tutorials, yeah.
But I think I think the first one I think you had one of these as well, didn't you, Salford? Karanga sub box. They're a Swanker.
Kanga.
Yeah, Karanga.
Karanga sounds
Karanga. The Kanga sub tank.
Yeah, and what you did was I've got it here.
He's getting some ancient kit out now.
It was the oh shit! I nearly fell over then. That one.
Yeah, the Squanker.
Yeah, and I've probably still got a build in it. That's how mucky I am. I have here. Take the 40-year-old Wix.
I had the 160 as well. The dual battery 160 as well. Yeah.
And I was terrible at building that.
But
not really nightmare.
It was shite. It was shite. The RDA it come with it was shite.
I think it's scary though for some people, isn't it? If a shop sold you that and you'd never built anything before, and all of a sudden they give you this and they give you some wire and go on, then crack on.
Gaz, the thing with that is you can buy pre-built ones that screw in. You know, right.
Ready-made.
Done, but these were well before. Yeah, ready-made, and they just screw in, and you got it was already wicked and what have you. You know. In fact, I give mine, I think, to the Bobster.
Do you know what annoys me though is there's a lot of shops, local shops to me that I've been in, and I wanted to buy some already made coils if I've run out or whatever, and they charge stupid amounts for the ones you can get off of, like, say, Amazon or whatever. You can get like 10 in a box for about £6 or something like that. They're selling them at £2.50.
Oh, right.
A coil. We've had some coils in this week as well, haven't we? I think you've already done a bit of a show, yours, from Proper Coils.
Yeah, I've got some Proper Coils here. Yeah, they're really nice. I did try and do a bit of a I might have pinched a bit of Reverend's style.
Yeah. And he's from Ireland. His name is John the Handmaid.
That's not his surname, is it?
No.
John the Handmaid.
Hand job. And they're really good. I've used a couple of them. That's what I've got in here. Really good coils.
Shall I show number 2?
Nice book as well. You did try and take a bit of the Reverend look of it, didn't you? I'm like anyone. I'm inspired by them. And it's really, the way I do my videos, how do I show these coils
in a video. So yeah, I got my head torch out and put that on, and I did some building.
Turned yourself into a miner.
Yeah. Shall I show the next bit?
Yeah, sorry, bro. I've seen you there.
Who wants to lock and unlock their mod with their fingerprint?
Ooh.
No.
This is the OBS
phone.
This is the OBS Cube FP. No, it's not the Blitz FP. This is the single 18650 from OBS, and it has tempered glass cover, but it has this fingerprint. Here it is. So to unlock it and unlock it, the fire button is also does your fingerprint, which I can imagine you got juice on your fingers is going to be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
If anyone's got an iPhone or as any phone which has a fingerprint scanner, and you get anything on your fingers and you try and press the button, it's not going to unlock. So, but there's been quite a few OBS Cubes there now, hasn't there?
Yeah. I still think it's a good idea because obviously for safety with children.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, instead of 5 clicks or whatever, and if your kid can sort of work that out, if you not your fingerprint. I am a sort of a gadgety man, and I know there's a lot of people out there who are not gadgety sort of people and think, God, why do you need that? I just want it to vape. But I am a gadgety type. Are you a gadgety type of person?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I remember watching your video when you got that one that could do Bluetooth, sorry, like Alexa and turn your lights on.
Yeah. No, I love gadgets. Anything I can use my voice or blink and it turns on, I'm up for it. But I think for a mod to have a fingerprint scanner, I don't know. You know, it's a bit
over the top.
Yeah, I mean, it's just another. It looks quite smart. It's like a cube, but they've put this curved glass cover on it and stuff. But is it too far? How many cubes has there been now? There's been quite a few, hasn't there?
I think there's been about 3 or 4, haven't there?
It's almost like they don't know what to do now. Why company's not doing 21700 these days, and the fingerprint is a good idea. Totally understand, guys. Yeah. I mean, do you generally, when you're vaping, say you're vaping on, I don't know, a mod, you're vaping on a module battery. Do you, when you finish vaping, do you switch it off, or do you just lock it, or just leave it on? What do you guys tend to do?
I turn everything off and set batteries out of things, mate, if I'm not going to be using them.
Yeah, I'm not the greatest for doing that, and I should be. And I'll tell you where it started slapping me in the face was when I got that the Vape, and I was literally on the show, got it ready on there, and then all of a sudden it went started firing, auto firing, not even touched it. And I'm thinking, crap, if I'd have been here, if I hadn't been here, that could just carried on auto firing, and you've got a fire. But obviously, this is my sort of studio where I am. Nobody comes in here or shouldn't come in here, so I do leave mods just on the side, normally still turned on, which is my. I shouldn't really do that.
I'm in such a habit now. Whatever I'm up to, as soon as I'm finished with it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, locked or off usually.
Stuart leaves his on. Anybody else? Anybody out there? He wants.
People leave them on.
Shout out.
Proper shout out.
There you go.
Yeah. Well deserved.
I'll leave mine on. And I say, well, else I'm terrible at doing as well. He's just leaving me batteries in my charger. Do you all take them all out?
I forgot on occasion.
I don't think. I think they're just. What does your charger just keep charging, or is it like a 9 core?
It cuts off. Mine cuts off.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
If one, they just basically turn off.
Yeah, they just stop charging once they've reached their peak. They've got the circuitry in them, haven't they, to kind of stop charging once they've reached their limit. But yeah,
do you know what that is? Don't you? That John Devlin. That's proper coils.
Yeah.
I do with that. I do with that. That's how daft I am. Yes, we did give you a shout out.
Aiden's like, some geezers sent me coils. I don't...
Yeah, it's not the corky bloke. Sorry about that, John. Not with it.
Who is it? He didn't send me any coils.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
And they are corky coils. I can't believe I did. Well, on his Instagram, it just comes up as proper coils, doesn't it? I don't know his name was John through the notice.
If you go on Twitter and see Big D, until recently his Twitter handle was @BigCigarettes, and he runs a vape shop.
Was it?
Yeah. I had to tell him. Well, I shouldn't have told him, but I did.
Please get yourself over to Instagram as well and go and check out Proper Coils. He's got some proper photographs of his.
That's the trouble. Yeah, you can't say proper when you're talking about proper coils.
Yeah. Going back to the 21700, I spoke about this before. I really thought eventually what they would have done was over time the mods would have phased out and you would have put 21700s in there. But I would imagine 18650s are a lot cheaper to make, and there's a lot more people who've got them.
Are we out of touch because we're this deep into the vaping scene? Are we out of touch with most people who vape, who don't watch YouTube, who don't, follow any reviewers?
Well and truly out of touch with them.
Yeah. What percentage would you say? Because obviously the people who are watching this show and people like us who review, we're the hobbyists of it. The normal, probably the vapor. I wonder what percentage doesn't even watch YouTube, doesn't really know the tech that's coming out. And
well, I find, because I do some of the cheaper stuff, I find that people who find my cheap stuff on YouTube have already gone and bought the item on the high street, and then they're looking for something, how to use it. So it's a fair few. It's got to be 80% of vapors are not into YouTube and
that's what I'm saying.
And into bigger devices and out like that. The people that are still stuck on the Egos and the cigar likes and the Ego twists that they still got in and what have you. You're still seeing some of the Asian shops around here.
Orion's Brace says, "Are we out of touch with people who don't wear hats?"
Trendsetter, me.
I don't know if you both noticed a little bit what you were just saying there, Salford, is that some of my videos, the biggest watch videos, I got sent a Salcar kit years ago from a company who sells them on Amazon. Not the greatest of kits, but that one's got thousands and thousands of views on it. The Solo by Vactio, these sort of pen designs and things like that.
It's funny because my biggest viewed review is the H8 Vape 50-watt sub-ohm kit, which is a very large pen. It's very unstable. When you put it down, it falls over. And it's got over 27,000 hits.
Wow.
And that's because you can buy them in B&Ms.
I don't know if you can buy them in B&Ms. At the time when I got it, it was only on site. It was only on their web page.
Yeah, I think the local, because they've just bought out Heron B&M.
I mean, I checked before, and I was checking on my analytics, and there were 7 people looking at that. I did that over 2 years ago, that review. He gets hits all day long, every day. It's unbelievable. Yeah. It's a nice street thing, isn't it?
Have we found anything else, brother?
They were the two kind of things that stood out. Like I say, it's been so quiet with China at the minute. No, the only thing was those wraps. ODB bringing out some new wraps. I was quite interested. It's funny, we were talking about battery safety earlier.
I did like the look of the wraps as well.
Yeah, I think there was like an R2D2 one in there.
But as just going back to that cube that you did, if you're going to show him, but I'd still like the fingerprint thing. I'm a gadget man, and it'd be something I quite like. It's like I did a number of reviewers did it. We did the Vape Soul, and what that was is that you could Bluetooth your phone to your mod, and you could find it, vice versa. So you could find your phone, and it'd start ringing, or your phone could find your vape.
The swell kit was out.
Far apart.
to your mod or what have you, it's been around a long time, hasn't it? I mean, Smoke had the first one out, didn't they? So you could change the colour of the lights on the fire bar.
Yeah.
Is
that Super Bloke?
Yeah. Super Bloke, puddle. He's got the right stick for that, hasn't
he? Dog.
Do you remember a few years ago somebody made a little like pod system tank that you could put on top of your iPhone?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to it. Like, I don't know anybody who bought one. But
Can anybody remember
Bluetooth?
the Swankin RDA?
What was that, Aidan?
The Swankin RDA.
Swankin.
No, not Swankin. I think it was an RTA. I think it was. So basically, what you did was it were a big tank like that.
I remember.
I think it was done by Wolf, I think.
Hmm.
And what you did was you pressed it underneath there and swanked, and it came up into your actual top
Yeah,
bit.
I remember. Yeah. Well, it's like the other thing as well. It was a bit gimmicky. The 2 flavors in one tank, wasn't it?
That was by EH Pro, and it was called the Bear, if I remember right.
What name? The Bear.
Well, at the time, Adam, Great British Vapes, was in the bloke who was doing the marketing for him. He was quite in with him, and he came over from China, and we sat down and showed how it all worked, and it seemed to work brilliantly. But they sent him out, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
Oh. The Bear.
There's been a few gimmicky devices about, haven't there, and tanks and what have you.
Yeah, well, look at that. The amulet, the watch, UL amulet. Yeah, which I actually thought was quite good. It vaped really well, but yeah, who wants to wear a watch you can
I think
vape on?
only other company came out with something like that. I only saw another one. I can't remember what they were called, the watch, and I thought that were going to take off. I thought you were going to find a load of people do that, but it didn't. Like you said, it just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
I think it started off about 50 odd quid, and then I think you can buy one now for about 20 odd quid.
yeah, less than that. I think I've seen them for.
Oh yeah. See, it didn't connect to your smartphone either, though, did it?
No, it was just a podcast, wasn't it? Yeah, it was just.
If it was sort of like a smartwatch, and you had like a pedometer on it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A pedometer.
Step counter and stuff. Yeah. Pedometer. I'm never going to see that word the same now. Every time I see the word pedometer, I'm just going to see.
I called it that for ages. It's the pedometer.
Damn it, Aidan.
Used to go off a lot outside churches or some reason. The Expo, London Expo. I don't know if you've seen any of the videos. I didn't end up going because obviously Storm Dennis came in, and I got up in the morning, got ready, looked at the trains, and so many were cancelled, delayed. So I'm thinking I'm going to get down there for 9 o'clock and see Alan, which I'm so gutted I didn't get to see Alan. But then on the way home as well, I checked them on the way home, sort of what time I'd be coming home, and they were all delayed and cancelled.
Yeah, that's Storm Dennis.
What I've seen of it, I don't think I've missed anything.
No, I watched UK Vapes' video on it. It looked pretty bare. It didn't look busy. I don't think people said, "Oh, it looked really small." Well, I think that was just, maybe it was their first attempt, or it was planned to be a smaller event anyway. But yeah, it still looked very quiet.
Aidan, True Vapors just put in about the Horizon Tech one that had juice in one side and nicotine in the other. Didn't you try that?
I don't know if it was wait, right. What happened with that is it wasn't Horizon Tech to start off with. It's Enovap. They were from Paris. But what happened was Enovap then went in with Horizon Tech, and they're going to be their distributor. He was telling me that at Expo that we went. Jab was telling me at Expo. But they were actually a company. The first time we saw it was at the Vape Jam, the first time round. I don't like. I think it's a good idea, but the style of the mod looks like it's something you'd stick in your ear. Like to test your temperature. The idea of it's good. Costs a lot of money as well. It's about 140 quid.
I was disappointed with Enovap.
Do you think that could have been used as an hemorrhoid applicator as well, seeing that I've got the cream?
I'll send mine over. As long as you do it live, I'll be fine. Yeah.
If he pulled his trousers down and bent over, he'd look like he cracked his head open.
You know what else I got today? Right, my niece had dropped off a present at my mother's, and my mother come over today. So I opened the present up. Do you know what was in it? Shampoo. Shampoo.
Oh dear.
She must be need other places cleaning. Because what they said to everybody, didn't they? They said, we want you to all release your review at the same time. They wanted to actually do a live review. Now, unfortunately, last Expo, there was a bit of tea leaf going on around the reviewers area. So I got the new box, the new one. I'd already got the silver one. They said, do you want the black one? So I got that. Came back to open it, and there was nothing in there. So I couldn't do a review of it.
Crazy. Well, I think on the day it was due to be released. They'd sent emails out and all that, hadn't they? I think about 4 or 5 people, including myself, put a review out. But Enovat themselves did no promotional work. They did nothing to do with their release. They did nothing on social media. They didn't advertise the reviewers putting the videos out. They did nothing. And I was kind of like, well, why did I bother? But they made a big deal out of it, and they didn't do any work effort on their UK launch day themselves. I was a bit miffed about that. But the reviews weren't good by the sounds of things, which is a shame because it's, you know, regardless of the price, technology-wise, I thought there'd be a lot of people that'd be interested in that. You know, dialing in your nicotine and getting exactly how you want it and all that. You know, it's on your phone and
yeah. Again, that's the hobbyist, isn't it? It's an obvious thing that, well, an hobbyist that likes to tinker.
No, I don't know. I think for someone,
for most people, they wouldn't bother, would they? To go, too complicated.
For a couple of people that are like a bit more kind of that they maybe a little bit on the geeky side, but not so much hobbyists. Some people who like to know that kind of almost scientific information is good, and they got an app with it that's really smart, kind of laid out like an Apple, like an iPhone. I thought it was really good, but yeah, just
the actual layout of it was very, very simple to use. A lot of people thought you actually you can do it this way: put nicotine in one side and then a 0 in the other way. That wasn't really how I used it. The way I used it was I had the same juice, but I had a 0 of it and I had an 18 of it. So I mixed it.
Yeah.
So then you could dial in whichever you wanted. The idea was absolutely fantastic, but it was so underpowered. I think it was hitting it somewhere around about 50 watts. Now, when we went to the actual the awards from Vape Around, we would sat there talking to the lads who designed it, and they said, "Hey, try this," and we tried it, and you could tell it was a lot better, stronger vape because they changed the firmware in it. So he says, "Nip round to the stand." This were in May of last year. Nip round to the stand, and what we'll do is we'll update yours. I said, "Well, I ain't brought it." He says, "Well, you just download this little NEC app, whatever, and we'll put it on your phone and you can then do it." I got to the stand and they went, "No, we're not allowed to do that. It'll be out in a couple of months." They never let me know or anything about it. So then when I saw them at that expo, they said, "Look, we want you to do another review for us. This is supposed to have had this new technology. It's supposed to be more of a strength on the vape, a bit bigger wattage," and it wasn't. A lot of the reviewers who reviewed it I spoke to, it was exactly the same.
Oh.
It was just like a little bit of a reboot.
Yeah. They tried saying to me that they'd changed the conical shape within the coils and they'd done this and the other. But I mean, I didn't try the original, but I wasn't impressed, which is a shame.
Well, I did try the other coils on this, and it didn't seem to be any different. They had some different coils. It didn't seem any different to me at all. See, that's another thing as well. You know, when obviously you've got people like Horizon Tech, and you've got the cool coming out with like this tea fiber, bamboo fiber, all this other stuff. Do you ever feel that any of this makes a difference to the vape?
I think the Inican one with the wood pulp in, I think it has.
They seem to do a mix now, don't they? Yeah, wood pulp and cotton seems to work.
That was the iSub, wasn't it?
No, it's not only in the iSub coils; it's in quite a few other coils as well. The wood pulp one, yeah, that seems to have made the flavour a bit better for me. But as you know, taste is subjective. I don't know. How did you find it, Gaz, with the wood pulp in? You find it a bit better, the flavour?
Well, I haven't really noticed a difference. I think maybe next time I get something that has really. You want to get a tank with whatever's resistance core, and you want one to be just organic cotton, and you want one to be organic cotton and wood pulp, and then see if there is a difference. Yeah. You know.
I've tasted the same juice in them, and I personally couldn't taste any different. I really couldn't. I've sat there and I've gone through them all, and you know what your juices that you put in taste like, and it's like, well, I can't really see a difference in it. Get one
of your weaker juices in flavour, and then try it. See what you see a difference.
I mean, they seem to wick just as well, don't they? With wood pulp and bamboo and whatever else they want to use, bum fluff. You know, it all seems to wick pretty well. You know,
kids' belly button fluff over. I've got loads.
Is that the blue bum fluff or the brown bum fluff?
Well, the thing about belly button fluff though is that I might not be wearing a blue t-shirt, but it seems to be blue, and I'm thinking, why?
Yeah,
I've been sat there with a yellow t-shirt on for 2 days, and why have I got blue belly button fluff?
Puds just wait for the vegans to get involved. Corn coils.
Corn coils, yeah. Taste of nothing.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Have you ever tasted any of their sausages?
What Pud Puff sausages?
Have you been chewing on Pud Puff sausage?
What sausage?
Pud Puff sausage. Have you been chewing on it?
I've had corn mince before. That was all right. Mm.
Yeah, I like my sausage now and again.
Nature Vape. Hello, Mark.
Nice to see you, Nature Vapes. Thank you very much for sending over the Solomon. I haven't told you the actual tank, the bubble glass. I couldn't believe it. When the post lady handed it over, you do that little shake, don't you?
Oh, no.
All broke, the bubble glass. I'm thinking, please make sure that the other glass, and thank God, touch wood, the other glass hadn't broke. So then I had to take all the O-rings out and all that, like clean all the glass out of it. And it's got a different way of screwing on. You've got to sort of like fit it into the grooves and then turn it and it clicks in. So I've not really looked at it properly and I'm still trying to screw it in thinking the damn glass is in it. And it won't. But yeah, decent flavour of this. I really like it.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that, actually.
What? Just I know we're getting to the hour, and you're on after us. You're doing a Wednesday show, aren't you? Nobody knows.
They do now.
Anything.
Yeah, we're doing a surprise show.
I wanted to ask you what you thought about mesh. Now, you've got that little rod that you put over the top, and you've got to make sure it bends around and fits in, and you've got to really make sure that wick's actually packed in. What's your thought about it?
So first?
Which one of us are you asking?
Either of you. What's your thoughts on?
I hate mesh that you build yourself. I think mesh should just be stuck in fucking stock coils. I really do.
A few months ago, I did, because I was, well, actually, it's quite about 6 months ago now. I'd always pretty much vape the same stuff, and I said to myself, for a month, I'm going to try a profile with a topside dual, and I stuck at the profile RDA for a whole month. And at the end of the month, I completely trusted mesh. I was really comfortable with it, and in fact, even now, I usually have a profile with the dyadic. I always have one, and I completely trust them now. I'm comfortable wicking them. Even the profile Unity, the RTA version, I'm comfortable with that. Really like mesh. But if I hadn't put that much time into it, I'd probably be the same as you are, Dave. I wouldn't. I said no, don't like it.
Mesh is for stock coils.
I'll tell you now, it can be a bit of a nightmare, because if you're not quite wicking it properly and you're not getting it right, you're teetering on a dry hit constantly. This is so simple to build on as mesh goes. You just put it around the little tube that you get. Make sure you've got some shape to it, and then the clamps are quite easy. They have to be pulled out, obviously. They get one side in and push over, and then just run and they're nice tight clamps as well, so it's not pulling it out or anything like that. Then just put your actual screwdriver around it a couple of times to get that circular shape.
You're getting a guide with that, aren't you? To wrap round.
Yeah, but the way this one fits, you can't put it over. It doesn't fit into the actual. Like if you put it onto your deck and then put the mesh on it, and then it doesn't work like that. You have to get the shape and then put it on. And then because it's so tight, the clamps, make sure they're nicely tight in. You can get you a nice big chunk of wick and just pull it nicely through. Make sure it's nice and chunky in there. And it's so simple. Just chop it off, bang, tuck it in. Really nice welds on it. I've had no problem with it at all. And I've wicked it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, and the flavour's good.
Yeah, really, really good flavour. This is at 55 watts.
Yeah.
55 watts. Decent flavour. The airflow's a little bit different. You have to take the top cap off to change the airflow.
Right.
So you set that off and then adjust it how you want it. It's a little bit noisy on the airflow, but nothing major. But yeah, really nice tank.
A lot of tanks and RDAs are a bit noisy at the moment, aren't they, with their airflows?
Yeah, we'll not jump on that one. Right then, lads, we're going to wrap the show up. I want to say thank you very much to everybody who's joined us. I will pass it over just one more time to the Sulphur Vapor. Give us your quote of the week, brother.
Right, what shall I pick? Because I've got a mass of them in front of me. I think A diamond is merely a lump of coal that did well under pressure.
Nice.
Nice.
I love that one. Having that one.
I'm having that. No, I'm keeping that one. Say goodbye, Salford.
Right, before I say my goodbyes, let's just remind everybody that there is a charity auction on the 28th of March on the True Vapor channel, the Vaping Misfits Mental Awareness. So, be there, and anybody with a business out there, if you'd like to donate, we would be much appreciated if you sent some gear over for auction. Anyway, now for me goodbyes. Guys, as I say every week, without you in the chat, we haven't got a show. And as you can tell, I've not been reading the chat. And the only ones who answered, I've said cough to anyway. So, without you and our spanners in there that look after us, we haven't got the show. Bring.
Keep talking, you're all right.
I was waiting for you to answer it.
Come on, who is it?
I was waiting for $10. Lucky fuck, yeah. Right. It's lovely being on with these guys as normal. And, massive shout out to Gaz there. Get to his channel. He's on after because we've let it all slip. And, don't forget to subscribe to him. And, of course, the yo, little bro. And his phone's pissing me off at the moment.
I'll stop ringing you now, Aidan.
Phone out. Bit mother-in-law, I'm telling you, bit mother-in-law.
He's late for his 9 o'clock sex talk. Sex talk on the phone at 9 o'clock.
I'll say bye while he's busy. Thank you, everyone in chat. Appreciate all your comments and everything. It's been a good one today. We've talked about all sorts of stuff and even a little bit of advocacy in there. So thanks so much, Dave, Aidan. Thank you very much. Enjoy myself as always. So yeah, have a good one, everyone. We might see you shortly.
Big shout out to everybody in chat. You make this show. Thank you so much to all the spanners for looking after us. Please join us next week at 8 p.m. live, people. We will be back with some more banter, some more giggles. Make sure you all have a great weekend. Look after yourselves, and we will see you again. Make sure you subscribe to everybody. Leave that thumbs up before you leave. Pretty please with a cherry on top. It always helps. Big love to everybody, and we'll see you next week. Good night.
Wrap them batteries.
This one.